Okay, so the other day I drew this picture and I made a video to share with you about my process, and the video didn't come out. And I find that very depressing because I worked hard on it. But it didn't come out. Hopefully, this one's going to come out. We'll see. Um, Otherwise, I'll just post the picture online. So I have drawn this girl, and she's out walking her dog in the park naked, as girls do. And now I want to put some costume on her. Not a lot of costume, just a little bit, because that's how I am. So when I'm thinking about the costume, I like your classic middle of the last century fantasy art, Frank Frazetta, Boris Vallejo, all those artists. But I like to design my own stuff. I like to draw things that are in that flavor, but I always design my own stuff. So you never see me drawing anything that is a copy of anything that they did. Nor is there any reason why you would. I have, for example, some antique spoons that I inherited from my mom, and they've got these nifty little designs on them that you can incorporate into all kinds of things, like jewelry, costumes, architecture, whatever. I'm quite aware somebody wants to type and say, there's guys that make jewelry out of antique spoons. Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm just talking about using the design to incorporate into something entirely different. So I've been doing some sketches of the little decorative patterns, and then trying to take like this design and bend it and twist it and come up with something else. So that's what I've done. And if I can find my little piece of, oh, here it is. I'm going to go ahead and just start sketching some things and see what we come up with. I have a plan. Nothing's ever going to look exactly like it does in your plan. That's just life. But we'll see. There's that. I like it if she had a bit of an earring. I like those big hoop earrings. Just that way. I like big bracelets. Cannot lie. Drawing with fine charcoal, I've talked about that before. It's very soft. It wipes away easily, so if I make a mistake, it's very easy to get rid of it or draw over it or past it. Not committed, I can scribble and say, oh, I didn't get that straight. I'd like this to go more up here and not down there. So I can get rid of that pretty quickly. So it's just a guideline that I'm making here. Just to say, okay, am I getting the size and general shape that I'm hoping for here? And I think I am, about like that. It also gives me an opportunity to compare. I knew I wanted to put a bracer on her arm. I knew I wanted to put a thing down here on her waistline. Do they line up too much? Do they merge and confuse each other? There's a little bit of a danger of that, but I'm thinking we'll be all right. So, and it attaches somehow, so we'll indicate some straps. All right, so I'm gonna just start drawing here. So this design, based on one of my antique spoons. Bet you never thought. Oh, Gil inherited some antique spoons. He'll put it on some poor girl's boobs. That's what he's going to do with it. Obviously. What else would I do with it? This kind of art is often reviled as tacky, lowbrow, denigrating, blah, blah, blah. Makes a lot of people scoff when you say, I'm incorporating things that are deeply meaningful to me and remind me of my childhood, and you're like, oh, bullshit. You're just a sexist pig. Yeah, I'm that too. I'm just saying. It can still remind me of my childhood. It's a little tiny eraser. It's good for pulling out little spots where you've made a shape going over some other shapes. You need to pull out the lines. Maybe some little glints, some little highlights of reflective metal. Stuff like that. Won't be much reflection over here because this is all the shadow side of her, so any reflection is going to be out here. I've got a little chunk of white chalk. This stuff is not too cheap, so, and I use it. Man, I use a lot of it. Had art teachers kind of scold me for my gratuitous use of the white, but really like the effect that I get. Little highlights and glints and sparkles. Tempted to put one in here where I tried to indicate a earring, but there won't be any sparkles in there. I'll just have to indicate that much more subtly. But I don't have to be subtle here. This part's in the sunlight. It can sparkle. There's a white pencil that you can get to a sharper point to do stuff like this, but it's not as richly pigmented as the piece of chalk I was using. So it's only a little bit of white, not a lot of white. That thing's like a stick of paint almost. This one's very subtle. Very subtle. Maybe I can put a little bit of shine over there. Just make that stand out a little bit. Skin is very shiny, very reflective stuff. You get skin right into a bright light, and it's gonna shine back a lot of highlight. So there you go. Fantasy Art Costuming 101, at least according to Gilead.